stupid, right? Why do we have two translations for to lose? So I lose something, and then in Norwegian I can say tape or I can say miste. What's the difference? Well, that's something that happens a lot in language learning, especially when we get to a higher level, that we realize that sometimes we cannot translate a word 100% or really one-on-one from one language to another. There are certain variations in meaning that just don't match our first language and that we need to take into account. Now, basically, in the first meaning or in the main meaning, these two verbs, miste, tape, are just synonyms. So if you say like, I lost my keys, then, well, I haven't lost them, but if I lost them, then I would say, jeg har tapt nøklene, jeg har mistet nøklene. It just means the same. You can choose whichever you want. It doesn't make any difference. However, there is a difference in a more figurative meaning. And you might not be aware of it, but in English, to lose can also mean something else. Not just I have an object like the key and then it's gone and I cannot find it anymore. But you can also lose a football match, or you can lose a war or something like that, right? That's not like you lose, you had it and then it was gone. It's more like it was a competition. Well, war is, well, in a way it is also a competition. And there was somebody who was better than you, right? So in this meaning in English, we would say to lose as well, but in Norwegian, we can only say tape. We cannot say miste. So you would say tape en fotballkamp, tape krigen, but not miste. Okay. On the other hand, miste has another meaning in Norwegian that we wouldn't translate with to lose in English. When you say jeg har mistet bussen, it doesn't mean that you had a bus and it's gone. It means that you were late. You came to the bus stop and the bus had just left 20 seconds earlier and you had to wait for the next bus, okay? That's miste bussen. In English, you would say to miss the bus, so you can see that these words even have the same origin, which is quite interesting. But anyway, miste bussen is not the same as tape bussen. Miste bussen, you came late for it. Tape bussen means you owned a bus and it was stolen, or you parked it somewhere and you forgot where you parked it, something like that. Okay, so here we have a difference in meaning. Moreover, sometimes when we have something like a fixed expression, then we can just choose one of these words from these kind of word pairs where they basically have the same meaning. So for example, if something gets lost, in Norwegian we would say gå tapt, noe har gått tapt. We can only say tapt. We cannot say gå mistet. That doesn't make sense. It sounds weird. Not that it's grammatically wrong or would mean something else, but we just don't say it. So we have to know that the expression that works is gå tapt and no other expression works. We can also use these words in a reflexive way. That means with these pronouns like sei, meg, deg, and so on. And here also they have a different meaning. Tape seg means to vanish, to disappear slowly, gradually. So you would say something like lyset har tapt seg. It's a bit poetic. It's like in the evening, the light is fading away, something like that, or tape seg. But when I say miste seg, I have to say miste seg selv, actually. You have to add this selv. Jeg har mistet meg selv. It means, it has a psychological component. It means something like I've lost myself, I've lost touch with myself. Basically I need to see a psychologist to fix that. So there's a different meaning also here. By the way, if you have these kind of problems from time to time when you're learning Norwegian, probably because you're at a more advanced level, A2, B1, B2, and you want to get the nuances of words and how they're used, then I recommend that you read the Norwegian dictionaries online. So there are two dictionaries for the Norwegian language, ordbøkene.no and the Norske Akademis Ordbok. I'm going to put the links to them in the description below, so you can check them out, you can play around with them. So you can type a word there and you will get all the grammar for the word, whether it's a noun with the article, plural, and so on, or the verb with past tense forms and all of that. You will also get definitions in Norwegian, what the words mean, all the different meanings. Sometimes they have 3, 4, 5 meanings. They're all listed there. And then you will also have examples like how Norwegians use that. So that gives you usually a very good feeling of how you can use a specific word. So for example, if you come across such a problem like top and miste, you can just type these words in the dictionaries and see what they have to say about that. The Norske Akademis ordbok is even more detailed, maybe sometimes a little bit too detailed. They have quotes from literature and all of that. So if you're interested in it, it's cool, but maybe sometimes it's a little bit too much. So to sum up, Tape krigen, miste bussen, but otherwise, if you lose an object, you can choose whichever you want.